Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and jabronis. It's Mitch here, NFL Week 6 picks. Straight up and versus the spread. Welcome to the most electrifying picks show on the internet. That's right. If you don't know me, I'm Mitch. And in this video, I pick every game every week. I give you my thoughts, analysis, and the truth about every game. If you're ready for the truth, if you're ready for this show, spike the like button. Don't be a jabroni and subscribe to the channel for weekly NFL picks just like this. And if you're unaware, if you're living under a rock, I have another channel. It's called Money Mitch. That's where the people are making money on YouTube right now, betting on the NFL. After last week, we made a lot of money on Money Mitch. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Check out my second channel. It's my NFL betting channel, Money Mitch. Let's have some fun breaking down the games. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to the people in the chat. Shout out to Big Al with the Money Mitch link. Brandon, Bob, Patriot Watch USA, MRW. He says, loved your picks last week. Thank you, sir. We went 9-5 versus the spread last week because the Kansas City Chiefs couldn't come through in the clutch. When we pick them, they don't come through, bro. Of course not. Okay. Like the video. It's free. Let's get started with Thursday Night Football. The Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 7.5 at the New York G-Men. The Giants, 2 weeks ago, got an upset victory. The first ever start for Jackson Dart was a W. And how does he follow it up after beating Justin Herbert? Stealing Madison Beer? He follows it up by losing to the worst team in the NFL. Very impressive. Very impressive. Good job, Jackson Dart. I especially like it when you ran to the left out of the pocket trying to make a play and then you just drop the ball. That was my favorite part of the game. I really enjoyed that. That was very entertaining. Thank you for that. The Giants turned it over not once, not twice, not 3 times, 4 times, 5 times on the road at the Saints. Meanwhile, we have the most boring NFL team to ever exist. Their best play is a rugby scrum. Jalen Hurts discovered his wide receivers last week. One is named Devontae Smith. One is named A.J. Brown. I think this is the game where Justin Herbert Jalen Hurts. I don't know why I said Justin Herbert. That was stupid. I was trying to find a way to connect the two. I couldn't find a way because at least Justin Herbert throws it deep. Jalen Hurts. He's playing a different sport out there. Jalen Hurts is playing a different sport. He's dancing around behind the pocket. He's got all day to throw. He's baking a cake. He's making a sandwich. I mean, what is he doing back there? What is he doing? Come on. This offense, the thing is with Philadelphia, right? It's a short week. They're on the road. The Eagles only run like 10 plays. I think 10 is actually being a little bit positive, a little bit generous to the Eagles. They run like 10 plays. So when you play on a short week, does it really matter? It's not like they're going out of their way to add new plays, add this, add that, find some creative scheme to overcome the Giants. No. They have 10 plays. So, the Eagles' defense is still good. Jalen Carter did pop up on the injury report. But I love Quignon. I love Cooper DeJean. I love Zach Bond. I really like the Eagles' defense. I still think it's a good defense. The Eagles are coming off a loss. The Eagles want to erase their mistakes against the Broncos. They did dominate that first half against Denver. The problem with Philly is they can't adjust. A team gives them a curveball. They go from blitzing a lot to playing zone, and all of a sudden the Eagles is like blows their mind because they only have 10 plays. Blows their mind. They have no capacity to adjust. Zero. Saquon's knee is banged up. Madden curse strikes again. Who would have thought? I told you it was a real thing. You guys disagreed, but whatever. It's fine. Nobody wants to admit that the Madden curse is real. The Madden curse is real. Okay? I think Jalen Hurts finds a way to discover the wide receiver position this week. The Eagles have an offensive line that can block. The Giants are one-dimensional defensively. All they have is a pass rush. You block the pass rush. You can dissect a weak secondary of the Giants. A.J. Brown, he's going to just go off in this game. He's not facing Pat Surtain this week. He's facing Paulson Adebo. I like Paulson Adebo. He's not a defensive player of the year. Okay? The Giants don't have the corners to match up. If they don't get pressure, they won't get pressure. Every single week, Jalen Hurts is back there patting the ball 10 times. And then Nick Bonito eventually gets to him. Bro, throw the ball. The Eagles are going to make explosive passes down the field. Saquon or no Saquon, it doesn't really matter. They can't run the ball this year anyways. They'll push for a couple touchdowns. They're unstoppable in the red zone. Their defense, what do they have to deal with against the Giants? Jackson Dart can't throw the ball. The Giants, they got the slowest running back in the league. Darius Slayton's injured. Malik Neighbors is injured. They're playing against a team that can't throw. They're playing against a Tim Tebow offense in the Giants. Glorified Tim Tebow. So I'm going to take the Eagles to win, the Eagles to cover. It won't be pretty. The Eagles are not very pretty to watch. They're oftentimes quite boring and very gross, but they'll win, they'll cover. And I'm hoping A.J. Brown has a great game. I think he will. So, Eagles win, Eagles cover. If you haven't already, Gronk spike the like button, jabroni. Big Al's Eagles are back. Sunday, the Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets. This game is being played somewhere in Europe. I think London. Let me double check that. Pretty sure it's in London. The Jets are classified as the home team. Although, do the Jets have any fans left? Because I don't know why anyone would be a Jets fan. I literally said on my rant review this week, which if you guys haven't already, go watch it now. Okay? I said, when I come back in another life, if I just really want to have pain all the time, be sad and angry all the time, and I just want to put myself through despair, I will come back as a Jets fan. Okay? I don't know why anyone would want to be a Jets fan. If you're a Jets fan, you are a jabroni. The Broncos are going to win this game. The Broncos will probably cover this game. The Jets suck. See, the Jets, they're fooling people into thinking they're like unlucky or something. No, this is what happens. The Jets suck. They can't hold on to the football. Aaron Glenn is a terrible coach. Steve Wilks is even worse at his job. I don't know why Aaron Glenn hasn't stolen the play call sheet from Steve Wilks. Steve Wilks single-handedly stole a Super Bowl from Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. And this guy is calling defensive plays for the Jets. Look at the defense the last couple years and look at it now. What's the difference? Steve Wilks. Just throwing that out there. Justin Fields sucks. He is the master at putting up garbage points and garbage yards in the third and fourth quarter when the game's already over. Here's the difference. People think the Jets are unfortunate. They're unlucky. No. Stop watching Jets games in the second half. Watch the Jets until halftime and then stop watching the Jets. You will get a better understanding of how bad they are if you stop watching the game after 2 to 3 quarters. I promise you. I promise you. They think they can run the ball. There's no chance they're running the ball against the Broncos. Zero. Negative chance. Vance Joseph is going to just have 8 people in the box. He's going to steal Sean McDermott's game plan. They're going to play man-to-man coverage. Pat Surtain is going to take Garrett Wilson. Who else is getting open? Riley Moss can't even be exposed against the Jets because they have no other receivers. Justin Fields can't drop back and throw. Nick Bonito's way too fast for Justin Fields to escape around the corner. This is a terrible matchup for the Jets offense. They won't be able to run the ball. They won't be able to throw the ball. They can't block the Broncos. They're going to get smashed. On the other side of the ball, Sean Payton is starting to really, I think, get his play calling bravado back. Bo Nix, he played his best game last week, his best second half of the year. The offensive line of the Broncos is really good. I think you can run the ball on the Jets. J.K. Dobbins has played well lately. Cortland Sutton, he's a dog. And the Broncos got some speed, I think, that can make plays yards after catch, make plays down the field against the Jets' man coverage. Aaron Glenn is toast, bro. He's toast. His former coach, Sean Payton, or his former, I don't know, like his former boss, I guess, he's going to take him to school. Broncos win, Broncos cover. The game is not close. I'm sorry, London. Dallas at Carolina. I like the Cowboys. I'm not buying this Carolina Panther. Oh, good. You beat Tua. You beat Tua. Congratulations. You want a cookie? You beat Tua, turned the ball over. Really? And one of the worst defenses in football. Now you go from Tua to Dak. 3 letters, but they're not the same. Tua to Dak. Dak is a dog. Dak has 3 other letters that describe his play. MVP. I'm not picking Bryce Young against Dak Prescott. Fundamentals. Dallas's offense is a juggernaut. They're a train. Javonte Williams is a beast. He's running people over left and right. They're difficult to contain on the ground. You've got to deal with their play action. You got to deal with George Pickens. Ferguson is going to go crazy against the Panthers. The Panthers linebackers are ass. CD's probably not going to play. That kind of sucks. Maybe Turpin comes back. Turpin would be big against the Panthers. I'll tell you why. Not because of wide receiver, but because of returner. Marcus Jones should have had 2 touchdowns against these guys. These jabronis in Carolina. Turpin could have 2 touchdowns on special teams if he comes back. Defensively, here's what I like about Dallas against Carolina. Carolina has no vertical passing game. They're slow at wide receiver. I do think they might play Horn a little bit more, which helps their speed a little bit. But they have no vertical passing game. Bryce can't throw the ball downfield. Dallas is terrible against vertical passes. But they can stop the run. Carolina, the only reason they beat Miami or moved the ball at all is because they ran the ball for 200 yards with Rico Dowdle. The Cowboys actually can stop the run not that bad. They're not half bad against the run. Kenny Clark, Jadeveon Clowney, they can slow down Rico Dowdle well enough. Rico Dowdle revenge game, maybe? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Jerry's going to let that happen. I like what I've seen from Schottenheimer. I like what I've seen from the Dallas offense too much. I can't not pick Dallas here. Dak's playing too well. Bryce Young still sucks. I think the Cowboys slow down the run, and they're the far better passing team. Give me the Cowboys to win, the Cowboys to cover. I'm not falling for the Panthers here. The Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Rams by 1,000. The Rams, 10 days to prepare. Matthew Stafford is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in football. This guy is dissecting defenses like it's an art. Tom Brady even said it himself. Stafford is the best pre-snap in football right now. He sees things before it happens. He knows the coverage. He knows the blitz. He knows what you're going to bring. And the only thing Baltimore has going on defense right now is deception. Because their talent is putrid. They're all injured. They're signing guys off free agency. They're trading for guys off the Chargers. They got rid of their best pressure guy on the edge. Oweh's gone. They bring in Gilman like he's going to save you. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. You think they're going to stop Puka Nacua, who's on pace for like 3,000 receiving yards? Yeah, good luck. The Rams are going to be able to run it, throw it, screen it, shove it up the Ravens' rear end. They're going to do whatever they want. If the Texans can score 40 points, the Rams can score 40 points. Yeah, the Ravens might get a player back or two, bro, but come on, man. Really? The Rams are pissed off. They lost to the Niners with Mac Jones and a bunch of backups and no names. McVay's embarrassed. He just got his ass handed to him by Kyle Shanahan for the 15th time. He's pissed. The Rams are angry. They're going to win this game, bro. They're going to win this game by at least 10. At least. Who's playing quarterback for the Ravens? It's not Lamar. It's Huntley or it's Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is a sitting duck. Huntley sucks. The Ravens can't block. Derrick Henry is facing a top-notch run defense. How can you sell me on the Ravens in this game? The Ravens, they won't be able to run the ball with Derrick Henry. Cooper Rush is going to get absolutely sliced in half by Jared Verse. It's over. It's over before it began, bro. Stafford's going to have 304 tutties. Kyron's going to fumble the ball 3 times, but they'll still win the game by 17. Rams win, Rams cover. Next. New England Patriots at the New Orleans Saints. Guys, if you haven't already, Gronk spiked the like button. I'm feeling myself right now, man. I'm coming off a hot week. I'm coming off winning thousands of dollars last week on Money Mitch. We're feeling ourselves right now. If you guys aren't aware, my second channel is Money Mitch. Go check out the Patreon. Link in the description. $5 a month for all of my bets. Last week, we swept the board. We hit the long shot bet. We're feeling ourselves right now, man. We are going crazy right now, bro. The Pats are back. The Pats are back. I tried to warn you. The Patriots are back. They're back. I tried to tell you. None of you believed me. Oh, Mitch, they're not going to beat the Bills. What do you got to say now? They're not going to beat the Bills. Yeah, shove it up your ass. They beat the Bills. I told you they beat the Bills. You didn't believe me. Now they go to New Orleans and they play the Saints. The Saints, everyone thinks, oh, Mitch, it's a trap game. It's a trap game. The Patriots are going to fall back down to earth because they beat the Bills. They're all excited they beat the Bills. Now they're going to go to New Orleans. They're going to fall asleep. They're going to trip up on the Saints. And yeah, you see the Saints, they beat the Giants last week. Yeah, the Saints aren't that bad. Spencer Rattler's not that bad. I'm not believing it for a second, bro. Not one single solitary second. The New England Patriots will walk into the Superdome and they will lay the smackdown on the Saints. Spencer Rattler's going to be pressured. Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed will be contained by Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis. The Patriots' defense, in all honesty, in all seriousness, is about to rise to prominence. We saw a glimpse of it on Sunday night. The Patriots' defense is for real. They are going to stomp the Saints' offense. The Saints won't be able to run the ball. Rattler's going to turn it over. On the other side, Drake May is just too damn good. I don't care. The Saints will play their zone coverage. Good for them. Drake's going to slice them up. Here's the thing about people that they don't understand Drake May. Yeah, Drake has a cannon. He can throw the ball deep. Drake May's athletic. He can run. But the thing that makes Drake May so good is he can beat you in all ways, shapes, and forms. He can throw it deep. He can throw it short. He can throw it outside the pocket. He can throw it inside the pocket. He can run. He's going to slice them up. Slice the Saints up by 1,000 paper cuts. Stevenson's going to score a couple more touchdowns. The Patriots are going to glide to victory. Everyone's going to say, I was wrong. The Patriots might actually be good. They're going to win. They're going to cover. No trip up. No slip up. No Saints upset. Pats win. Pats cover. Next. Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's favored by 5.5. Why in the blue are the Pittsburgh Steelers favored by 5.5 in an NFL game? Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers are the worst. What are they? 3-1? The worst 3-1 team I've ever seen. Quite frankly, they are the worst 3-1 team I've ever seen. I don't honestly know what they do well. What do the Steelers do well? Throw the ball? No. Run the ball? Not really. Pass rush? Maybe. Pass coverage? No. Run defense? No. Voodoo? Yeah. What do the Steelers actually do well? Does anyone help me out? Other than teams give them turnovers or play crappy teams, I don't know what they do well. This week, they play my boy Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel had to go to London. This is what the NFL said. This is what the Browns said to Dylan Gabriel. We don't want you to succeed. We're going to put you in the absolute worst environment humanly imaginable for a rookie quarterback. We're going to ask your Hawaiian ass to travel from the US of A to London while the other team has been in Europe for the past week, getting all prepared. You've got to prepare for Brian Flores' defense on a tough travel week, and you've got to try to survive. They don't want my boy to succeed. Dylan Gabriel still played well in that game, and they should have won that game if Cleveland's defense didn't choke. So, I look at this game. The Cleveland Browns defense, awesome D-line, awesome run defense, great pass rush. Rodgers is going to sit back there in the pocket. Myles Garrett's going to be terrorizing him for the entire game. Malik Collins is going to get another 2 sacks. Mason Graham. Denzel Ward can shadow DK Metcalf. Jim Schwartz knows a thing or two about Aaron Rodgers from his days in Detroit. I think the Steelers are going to struggle for every single point they score in this game. If the Steelers score 20 points, I'll be impressed. I'll be impressed. Because I don't think their run game is good enough to really lean on it against this team. I don't think their pass game's good enough to dissect the Cleveland Browns. Maybe they hit them with some screens. I think Calvin Austin's hurt. Defensively, the Steelers should be able to get pressure on Dylan Gabriel. They should. Because TJ Watt against whoever the heck is playing tackle for the Browns at this point. I mean, who would have thought that Jack Conklin would get hurt? Oh, he only misses 14 games a year. How is this guy still being paid by an NFL team? He misses more than half the year every season. What are we doing? Now, the Steelers should be able to get pressure. The Steelers might be healthier on defense. I do think Cleveland can throw the ball to their tight ends. The Steelers have been kind of weak against that position this year. But the receivers of Cleveland are leaving something to be desired. Dylan Gabriel against another complicated, difficult task, another, Steelers, Vikings, Flores, Tomlin. That's tough, man. Back to back. Now you got to play in Pittsburgh after you have to travel from London to Pittsburgh, bro. I think Cleveland loses. They fall short, but they cover this game. Because I don't think the Steelers are scoring that many points. So 5.5 in a low-scoring game. Give me the Browns to cover. I'll take the Steelers to win because they're rested. They're at home. Aaron Rodgers doesn't look too bad. I'll take the Steelers against the Rook. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Browns won. I wouldn't be shocked. Next. The Arizona Cardinals at the Indianapolis Colts. I feel like I'm the only person that thinks the Cardinals are going to cover this game. Everybody, their mom, their dad, their cousin, their neighbor, they all believe that the Colts are the 2006 Colts, the 2009 Colts, the 2004 Colts. Apparently, the Colts are like Peyton Manning reincarnated. They're good. Sure, they beat the crap out of the Raiders and the Dolphins. They should have lost to the Broncos. 100%. They did lose to the Rams, even if maybe they should have won that game. Like, the Cardinals suck, don't get me wrong, but they beat themselves against Tennessee. They caught an interception, then fumbled the ball into their own end zone for a touchdown. And then they ran the ball for an 80-yard touchdown and fumbled the ball through the end zone. Like, what are you doing? Arizona is going to be angry. They're going to be motivated. I think they're going to play their best game possible. Now, I don't know what's going on with Kyler. He is on the injury report with an ankle. I just feel like we're going to get the Cardinals' best effort here, where they're going to make this one close. I think this is a high-scoring game. Marvin Harrison Jr. is smiling again. I think Kyler scrambles and makes some plays. I think the Colts will have a good day. Daniel Jones throwing the ball underneath to his playmakers. Big Ty Warren game potentially here. Jonathan Taylor's a dog. I think the Colts win. But I think the Cardinals keep this one competitive. I'm going to take the Cardinals. I think 7 is a lot of points. Like, The Cardinals aren't good, but they're not as bad as Miami. They're not as bad as the Raiders. This feels a little bit too much. 7 feels like a little bit too much. But maybe I'm still underrating the Colts. I'm just counting on the Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon to not punch his own player on the sidelines and not fumble the ball in the 2 weirdest plays I've ever seen. And I think they can cover this game. Next. Asder Kant enters the chat. The Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. They take on Chargers. It's time to bolt up. The Chargers are coming off 2 consecutive losses. Justin Herbert is not going to lose 3 games in a row. Not to Tua. You may ask why. Well, Miami once upon a time, Durkant knows this story well. They did select the little quarterback out of Alabama over the ginormous, strong-armed Oregon handsome quarterback. And they regret it ever since. Mike McDaniel literally looks like he wants to die every press conference. He's just waiting to go back to San Francisco. Tyreek Hill knows this team is so shit, he was celebrating it when he got injured for his life. He might never play football again. He was celebrating it. Miami had a sequence of 20 plays against the Carolina Panthers where they had 25 yards in 20 plays. Now you make me believe that they're going to move the ball against the Chargers? With Oweh up front now? The Chargers might have just solved their run defense. Devon Achane can't run for more than 2 yards a carry anyway, so it doesn't matter. The Chargers, they have this defensive scheme in the back end where they're going to take away Tua's first read. Tua's going to panic. He's going to turn around, throw the ball the other side of the field blind, and Dante Jackson is going to pick it off, or Still is going to pick it off. Somebody's going to pick it off. Derwin James and Henley are going to be tackling sideline to sideline. No screens, no swing passes. Take it all away. The Dolphins can't physically manhandle the Chargers the way the Commanders did. It's not going to happen. We're talking about the softest team in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins. They just allowed 200 yards rushing. They're so bad that they might allow 200 yards rushing to Haskins. That's how bad they are. The Dolphins have no pass rush. They've got no secondary. These receivers for the Chargers are going to eat. This is a bounce back, big time spot for the Chargers. Tune it up. Chargers. They win. They cover. They go to Miami. And Herbert, once again, beats Tua. Next, the Tennessee Titans at the Las Vegas Raiders. Sarah, stop calling me a dick in the chat. Sarah, get some help. All right. The Raiders. -4.5 at Las Vegas. Camden says the game of the week. He's not wrong. The worst team in football still, the Tennessee Titans. I'm not changing my mind. At the Raiders, who are also the worst team in football. They also really suck. Who would have imagined the Raiders would be this bad? I mean, my God, they are terrible. Geno Smith has 9 interceptions. Colton Miller is out. They can't run the ball. They can't stop the pass. Pete Carroll, he might as well go into old folks' home. Just give him some juicy fruit and let him go. I mean, wow. This team is bad, bro. The Raiders are bad. That being said, Raiders to win, Raiders to cover. They're desperate. The Raiders are desperate. They need this win like they need air. If the Raiders don't win this game, Singh will disown them. If the Raiders don't win this game, I don't know when they're going to win a game. I mean, the Titans are terrible. The Titans might only win one game all year, and it's because the Cardinals fumbled the ball in their end zone and their own end zone twice. Not once, twice. The only reason the Titans might win a game is because the Cardinals literally let them win the game. They let them score. I'll take the Raiders. They both suck. Next, Seattle at Jacksonville. I need a sip of water before I get to this one. If you guys haven't already, Gronk spiked the like button. It's free. I don't know if you know this. We got 47 people in the chat. Half of you idiots are jabronis. You don't know that the like button is free. Gronk spiked the like button. Seattle, +1 on the road. Give me Seattle. Seattle wins. Seattle needs to beat a good team for once. I'm not certain that the Jags are good because Trevor Lawrence is still, like, probably the dumbest quarterback of the week or the year or the decade. I mean, that guy is an idiot. Trevor Lawrence had one good moment in the fourth quarter, and now everybody is trying to grow their hair out. Like, give me a break, bro. Like, come on, okay? All his production is on a silver platter from Liam Cohen. Every last one of his yards, other than that one ball to Brian Thomas and the miracle catch by Travis Hunter. Seattle will win this game. Seattle has the better quarterback, Sam Darnold. Seattle has the better passing game. They have the more reliable receiver, JSN. Their O-line's playing pretty well. Trayvon Walker still might not play this week. Without Trayvon Walker, the Jags couldn't get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Big difference. Devin Lloyd is a dog, but Kenneth Walker is a bigger dog. Kenneth Walker, it's crazy, man. The Seahawks team, if they ever figure out that Kenneth Walker averages like 7 yards per carry and Zach Charbonnet averages like 1.2, they might figure it out eventually. I don't know when. They might. Maybe. But Seattle, they've got an offense. I think against the Jags, they can look back at that Niners tape and see what the Niners did against the Jags. If Brock Purdy didn't poop himself, I feel like the Niners probably would have scored 30-plus points in that game. So I think Seattle can have similar success because Kubiak, of course, steals everything from Shanahan. And then defensively, Seattle, they were just really, really beat up against the Bucs. You know, no Julian Love, no Devon Witherspoon, no, who are they missing? DeMarcus Lawrence. They were missing a bunch of guys. And then they got some injuries during the game. I think Seattle's defense, the Jags won't be able to run the ball that well in this game. It's going to fall on Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence will make mistakes. He's inaccurate. Yeah, maybe he figured out how to run. Good job, Forrest Gump. You figured out how to run. But, I mean, this guy is an idiot. I'm going to take Sam Darnold. I'm going to take Seattle. I actually feel good about this one. I think Seattle's going to win this game. Seattle's pissed off, as Rob says, defensively. This is a Mike McDonald game. Camden says this could be a Kenneth Walker breakout game. Shout out Camden for being the first and only super chatter so far. You guys are slacking, bro. I don't know what's going on. No super chats. All you guys are cheap bastards, especially Sarah. Let's get to the next one. Who do we have next? Seattle wins. Seattle covers. Cincinnati at Green Bay. Green Bay favored by 14. Green Bay is going to win by 40. Give me the Packers to win, the Packers to cover. I don't care that the spread's 14. I really don't. Joe Flacco is a statue. Okay, think about this for a second. The only quarterback this year worse against zone coverage than Jake Browning is Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is a sitting duck. He's an old elderly man that has to learn an offense in like 3 days. The Packers pass rush is going to absolutely saw him in half. The Bengals can't block anybody. The Bengals can't block anybody. They can't run the ball. If they throw a swing pass to Chase Brown, Edgerrin Cooper is going to be on it in a millisecond. The Packers have had 2 weeks to prepare for the worst defense in the league. Zach Tom is back. Golden's going to break out. Christian Watson might be back. Jordan Love's rested. Josh Jacobs is rested. The Packers are going to score 40 points. I'm not sure that the Bengals are going to score more than 14. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad. It's in Green Bay. The last time we saw the Packers, their defense got dissected by Dak Prescott. They're going to be pissed. This is going to be really bad, guys. Joe Flacco has been terrible this year. He just throws the ball to the other team. Gives them free points. I think this is going to be like 40-14. Honestly. Next. San Francisco at Tampa. Tampa favored by 3. Of course, for both these teams, we have no idea who's playing. We have no earthly idea who is playing on either of these teams. I do know that Bucky Irving's not playing. Mike Evans isn't playing. Brock Purdy's probably not playing. I don't think Ricky Pearsall is playing, but he might. I do think Jawan Jennings is playing. For the Buck, I don't know about the Bucs secondary. They were missing Benjamin Morrison last week. They were missing Jamel Dean. They were missing Christian Izine. But what I do know is that the Mac is back. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Yeah. Mac Jones is going to go to Tampa Bay, stare down the most valuable player in the NFL, do his little dance thing that he does, and toss 3 touchdowns on Todd Bowles' defense. Kyle Shanahan owns Todd Bowles, bro. Owns him. Owns him. 10 days to rest, 10 days to prepare. Kyle Shanahan's on a mission. I'm not picking anybody against Kyle Shanahan. Not even Baker Mayfield right now. I don't care. I don't care. Christian McCaffrey's uncoverable. The ancient Levante David got lucky with an interception last week. He's not covering Christian McCaffrey. He's not covering white Michael Jordan, number 23. Tonjes is a dog. Kendrick Bourne is a dog. The 2021 Patriots are going to slice and dice. Mac Jones doesn't hold the ball for 10 seconds like Brock Purdy. He's going to get it out against the blitz. Jawan might be back. Now, I'm a little worried about the Niner pass rush. They need to make a move. Go get Max Crosby. Go get Trey Hendrickson. But I do think that the Niners, the back half of their defense, they might get Malik Mustafa playing in this game. It does feel like they will. Their secondary and their linebacking core is pretty strong. So I think the Niners win this game. The Bucs are beat up. The Bucs have been a little lucky too. I mean, let's be honest. They've won like every game on a game-winning drive. They couldn't stop a nosebleed last week. I'm going to take the Niners to win this game. I wouldn't be shocked if the Bucs won, but I just feel like the Bucs are going to lose one of these games eventually. I think the Niners win 27-21. Mac Jones. Return of the Mac. Detroit Lions at the Kansas City Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. Patrick Mahomes versus his father, Jared Goff. The Lions get 2.5. You're telling me that the best team in the NFL on my power rankings is getting 2.5 points against the 2-3 Chiefs? Now, I understand that DJ Reed is injured. I understand that Terrion Arnold is injured. I understand that Xavier Worthy is really fast. And Tyquan Thornton is like the best fluky wide receiver catcher in the NFL. But Chris Jones literally retired in the middle of a game, and he's still playing on the team. The Chiefs' defense is a fraud. I don't think they're stopping Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't think they're stopping David Montgomery. I don't think they're stopping Sam Laporta. Who's covering Jamison Williams? If Amon-Ra is getting covered by Trent McDuffie, who's covering Jamison Williams? Durkant has a weird feeling about the Chiefs. Yeah. I can't pick the Chiefs right now. I can't pick them. Jared Goff's never lost to Patrick Mahomes. He owns him. The Chiefs won't get pressure on Jared Goff. They play zone. Jared Goff dissects you. You play man. Oh, there goes Jamison Williams for a 50-yard touchdown. Good luck. The Lions are scoring 30. Can the Chiefs keep up? Maybe. You still got to block Aiden Hutchinson. Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph are good. Best safety duo in football. The linebackers on the Lions are awesome. And McNeil might play. Amik Robertson, he could cover Worthy. I'm not too worried about that. I think he can cover him. Maybe, maybe not. A little bit. Anzalone can cover Kelsey. I'm not too worried about that. So, yeah, Mahomes is playing pretty good. But the Lions, they did their thing against Lamar. Why can't they do it against the Chiefs? Maybe the Chiefs are desperate. Maybe they beat Detroit because they're desperate. I can see that. They go all in. They give their best effort. Chris Jones has a throwback vintage performance. But honestly, the Lions are just better. The Lions are going to go for it on fourth down. The Chiefs can't run the ball. The Lions can. The Lions are just better. Like, if the Chiefs win, tip your hat. I'm not picking you, though. You're not better than the Lions. Camden thinks the Lions are going to blow them out. Damn. Chiefs are favored, though. So Vegas does believe the Chiefs will win. Next. Thank you, Camden, by the way. The Buffalo Bills. The Atlanta Falcons. Buffalo by $1 billion. Buffalo minus 4.5. I told you last week the Bills would lose to the Patriots. I'm going to tell you this week the Bills are going to win by 17. 38-21 Buffalo. The Falcons will be able to move the ball early in the game. They'll run it. They'll get some big plays to Drake London. Sean McDermott will make adjustments. He'll start blitzing Michael Penix. Michael Penix will blindly throw the ball for a pick six. And Josh Allen's just not going to be stopped in this game. You're going to get superhuman Monday Night Football Josh Allen. He's going to be running, throwing lasers. James Cook's going to run the ball. Falcons don't got a good enough pass rush. Falcons play a ton of zone. It's not going to work. Josh Allen's going to go off. He's pissed. The Bills are angry. Ed Oliver might be back. Good luck. Bills win. Bills cover. Take it to the bank. Next game, Chicago at the Commanders. Bears cover. Commanders win. Bears cover. Commanders win. Ben Johnson, bye week to prepare. He's going to have some answers for Dan Quinn defensively. Commanders like to play a lot of man. I think that simplifies things for Caleb. He's going to find his matchups. He's going to be able to run outside the pocket. The Bears' offensive line is pretty good. Ben Johnson will have some trick plays up his sleeve for Monday Night Football. You know he's going to put on a show. But what I really like about this game is Cliff and Ben Johnson, two of the best offensive minds and offensive play callers in football, elevating their quarterbacks. And I do think the Commanders, they might get Terry McLaurin back, but I'm not sure they will. I don't think they will. I just don't trust the Bears defense to be able to make enough stops. The Bears defense is not good. They can't stop the run. They can't rush the quarterback. Their secondary is depleted. They're just not a very good defense. If the Bears won this game, I would be surprised just because I don't know if their defense can make enough stops for them to win. But I do ultimately believe that this will be a shootout. So I'm looking forward to this game. I think it will be a lot of fun. And I do think Caleb will be motivated to play well here because it's against Jaden Daniels. The Bears should have won the game last year against the Commanders, but they choked on a Hail Mary. It was one of the weirdest moments I've ever seen. Tyreek Stevenson was flirting with a fan or celebrating with a fan. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But Bears win. No, just kidding. Commanders win. Bears cover. Those are your picks, guys. Your picks for week number 6 of the 2025 NFL season. Thank you for joining me live. Thank you for Gronk spiking the like button. If you haven't already, Gronk spike the like button. If you haven't already, don't be a jabroni. Subscribe. And also check out my new channel, Money Mitch. We're making money. All right, we're making money. Week 6, we're going to go crazy. Best bets coming out tomorrow on Money Mitch. Go check that out. If you haven't already, check out the rant review show from yesterday. Epic Patriots rant. I got to release that independently. Like I said about the Patriots, salvation is not tomorrow. Salvation is not in the future. Salvation is not in the past. The Patriots are here now. They're back. And on that note, I will be back soon. Peace, guys. Thanks for watching.